Welcome to our channel, The Child. Today we are going to discuss about writing. What is the right age for writing? In Montessori environment, we start writing for children around 4 years, in the age of 4 years. But we have so many preparatory activities, okay? So each and every activity in the Montessori environment, it prepares the child for something complex, okay? We start with some basic activities that prepares the child for complex activities. So we discussed about the right age. Many of the parents are finding difficult, especially in this lockdown time, to make the child to write. They are not showing any interest. What would be the reason? Are they not ready physically or mentally? What is the reason? Montessori call there should be a natural explosion into writing. There should be a natural explosion into reading. So for that, what we should do? We should prepare the child. Even when you are taking your child to a small function, what do? You prepare the child, right? You tell he or she that the way they have to conduct themselves and how to behave, right? Like that, for writing, you have to prepare the child right from 2 or 2.5 years. Okay? In what way? What are the instruments involved? I will show you. The instruments are not costly as you think. It's very simple. Always introduce the initial days, okay? When the child is around 2.5, that time you can use crayons, but you should have some weaning period to use crayons. Just use crayons for the initial, like just for 1 month, okay? And then we have to introduce this writing instrument because we are going to use pencil or pen, right? I will show you how to hold a pencil. Only the fingers involved. First, I will introduce my middle finger, and then comes the forefinger, and then comes the thumb. So only these 3 fingers are involved. So just see how I'm going to hold it. Okay? And 2. I hope you're able to see. And then the thumb. Okay? So let me show you. Okay? I hope you're able to see it right now. And this side, thumb. And hold it and take it. So only these 3 fingers should be involved. You have to show to the children very gracefully. Okay? I'll show you one more time. Middle finger, forefinger, and thumb. Show them how to hold. Okay? So use crayons only for the initial time. Just for 1 month or 1.5 month, let them scribble, let them color. Okay? They can do whatever they like. And later on, introduce color pencil. Okay? So initially what you can do, you can draw any shape and ask them to color. Sometimes they may try to color within the boundary, and sometimes they may go out of the boundary. So then how you are supposed to tell them? Initially, don't give any negative comments, okay? Let us accept the child, okay, as they are. Then like as time goes, like what you can do, you can show them, like when you see this boundary, you start, and when you see this boundary, you stop. Okay, you can always relate to some real-time example. When you see red light in the signal, what you do? You stop, right? So like that, you give some examples. So over a period of time, what happens? They will understand the nuances. Right? And also what you can do, children like to do something crazy. So ask them to tear off newspaper or whatever. Okay? So in all this, the fine motor skills gets refined. Okay? So ask them to tear. They love to tear like this and make like this small pieces. Then apply some gum and ask them to stick over it within the shape. So they will understand the boundaries slowly, slowly. See, for any activity, there should be a coordination of three things. Movements, which I mean like motor skills, and there should be a willpower, right? I want to do this, I want to learn this. So that willpower should come, and also intelligence. So it should be a coordination of movements, willpower and intelligence. So we have to prepare them, okay? For all this coordination to happen gracefully, we have to prepare the child, okay? And doctors are telling that around 4 years, if you see their x-ray, they are telling that the joints are not yet formed until they are 4 years. So don't force the child, okay? Let them enjoy each and everything. So the first one I have mentioned here is coloring. Initial days, okay, crayon is okay, but try to move on to the pencil as soon as possible. Okay, when I say about this motor skills, is nothing but in our day-to-day activity, in our daily life, we say that pencil grip. Okay, so that grip, the fine motor skills gets refined in each and every activity. Also draw one any shape, then you can ask them to stick these torn paper. Now see this, we call this activity called drawing inset. What we do, we draw one elliptical shape, okay? So draw this elliptical shape and show them, like I have already shown you how to hold the pencil, okay? Now you are going to tell the child how to draw lines within this shape, okay? So for that, what you can do, you can draw this elliptical shape in one color and ask the child what is their favorite color. Always, involve the child. Ask the child what is your favorite color, and take that pencil and show them. You have to draw lines such that start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. So how you are supposed to draw lines? The line should be very close and make sure that the paper color is not seen. So draw lines such that the paper color is not seen. So let them finish, okay? If it is a very small elliptical shape, it will be even more easy for them. Otherwise, they will feel like it's a very tiring activity. Just to show you, I have drawn like this. Okay? So this is one way. And there are so many activities that where you can involve your child, which will refine hand movements. What are the activities? I'll show one by one. Take one switch, on, off, on, off. Sponge. Have 2 bowls and have water in that, okay? And ask the child to sponge it, okay? So that they can transfer from one bowl to other one. Lock and key. Make sure to use a child-friendly lock. Okay, lock and key. Some soft toys. It will be fun activity. And you can also give them a child-friendly scissor. What you can do, initially you can draw a triangle shape so that it will be easy, triangle or square, and you can ask them to cut along the line. For circle, just that you have to turn the paper. So make sure there is adult supervision. Okay, so you can ask the child to make use of the scissor and cut along the shape of the circle. And you can make use of different lids. It could be like this, or so make sure all these materials are very much accessible. So when it comes to this one, you are supposed to rotate. Syringe. have a bowl of water and show how to use syringe. So do you think all these are very costly? So if you go to your kitchen, you can get lot of these. And this one I got from my puja room. Here if you see, you can show the wrist movement to the child. Okay. When you are doing puja, involve your child to ring the bell. So here you can show the wrist movement. Say you can use this as well. Say I picked whatever is available at home. Hair clip. So you can use this ladle. Just ask he or she, ask him to transfer water from one bowl to other. It could be water or it could be something like grains also. You can use different types of ladle. And you mix water with some sand or something and ask the child to filter. For every syrup you are getting this one. So show the child how to use this. So all these activities are helping the child to refine their movements. So using this also they can transfer water from one bowl to other. Children can make use of different molds using chapati dough. So also you can involve in making buttermilk, lemon juice, sandwich, okay, and also like folding clothes. When you're mopping, you show them how to do mopping. So all these activities, cleaning, cutting, folding, all these activities are going to help the child. Only thing, you have to trust the child and involve the child. Okay, you make use of the tongs. Okay, they can transfer something like fruits or even ball, something like that. Then Lego. Installation, taking it out, assembling, all these activities also refines movements. So all this time, like we are talking about the day-to-day activities, which we call it as exercises of practical life. So by involving your child in exercises of practical life, what are the advantages? So there will be a love for work, okay, and they love silence, they love to concentrate, it increases the focus. And just think, how will you introduce the term perfection? How will they understand perfection? Is it possible? Suppose they are cleaning the house, okay, if they find it very clean, the chances of understanding what is striving for perfection is very much seen by involving in these activities, right? And more importantly, dignity of labor. Anyone can do any type of job, okay? So refine movements, improves fine motor skills, it increases focus, concentration, love for work. They understand what is perfection, dignity of labor, okay? So all these are involved. So I hope in every home we can see involving children in all the activities. Make sure that there is adult supervision. Show them how to do cutting, grating, and it could be any type of activity. Suppose you are folding clothes, not necessary you have to give him or her a sari. Give him a small cloth or a small shirt. See, you can find clothes, children clothes also you can take and show them how to unbutton, okay? If it is a press button, they like to do that activity. Suppose here I am showing how to, so what they are supposed to do, just pull it and if they press it, it comes up. Now, how to close it, how to unbutton it, just see the hole, insert. Now is it peeping out? Pull it off. Okay, so while folding you can give them small clothes and show them how to fold. So sky is the limit, okay, for all these activities. Now, when you want to introduce writing, what you can do? See, these big square notebooks are available in stores. Here I am using just A4 sheet. Okay, how you can introduce? Initially introduce them to lines. Okay, so how you can tell them? Ask them to connect from big dot to small dot. So show them. Okay, I'm going to connect big dot to small dot. So vertical line, horizontal line, slanting lines, and little more complex. Okay, so beginning days you just give, no, always try to improve it gradually. Initially give these three, and then after 5 days give the whole thing. Okay, so and also what you can do, initially you can give dots like this, later give only one big dot, let them stop, so that they should in anything should have a weaning period as well. Okay, so just tell them like start and start from the big dot and stop here. Okay, so over period of time don't give any dots. You can also make the shape of the letter. For example, if they are introduced to cursive or whatever as instructed in the school, suppose if it is A, give them in dots, then tell start, go back, stop. Okay, so make sure to give the dots. Okay, so initially you give them the lines, and then we'll move on to cursive. The curved patterns. So see the same pattern, start, stop. Initially give dots, and then only give only the big dot and small dot, and then give only the big dot. Okay, so gradually you can try to improve. I hope you are able to see this. Okay, so initially what you can say, start from the big dot and go around and stop in the small dot. So let them do this activity for some time, and then give only big dot, small dot. Let them try to draw or write, and then give only the big dot. Okay, so these are the different patterns. I hope you are able to see. C, U, and inverted C, inverted U, W, it's more of M, V. Okay, you can buy this type of notebooks in the stationery shop. Okay, once they are showing good interest, once they are able to write on their own, then you can check with the school whether they are going to introduce cursive or print letters. There is a rule for writing each and every letter, right? If it is cursive, initially give the practice, only this one. You can give dots. Okay, so it is not necessary to introduce 4 lines as soon as they finish that activity. Again give all those like lines and curve patterns in a 2 lines notebook, and then slowly bring them to 4 lines notebook, and show them the importance of actually in a 4 lines notebook this will be in pink color and this will be in blue color. Tell them that few letters you can finish off within blue, and some letters go and touch the red line. So tell them the significance of those colors. Okay, so if it is cursive, then the whole letter A will be within the blue. So start. Okay, there are rules on how to write. So this will be totally inside the blue. Now B, here this is completely a slanting line, and this is a straight line, and then a loop. Okay, so this is slanting line, standing line, and there should be a loop. When it comes to k, okay, first I will finish off how to write each and every letter, and then I will tell you the set of letters has to be introduced first. If it is d, okay, again it's more like a only, and it goes up, but it will not touch the blue line. Okay, start, it's more like a, go up, but it will not, this is a straight line, but it will not touch the above red line. Okay, that is d. Can you see? It will not touch the red line. That is the rule for D. When it comes to E, most children find difficult, but if you teach this way, they will find easy. Slanting line and then a curve. Okay, slanting line and then a curve. Then F. See, this F will touches both the red line. Okay, so it's a slanting line, straight line, and then there should be a loop. So this is a slanting line, standing line, and goes for a loop. If you see G, it has again A format, only that it comes down. So this is A and standing line, and it goes like this. Next one is H. H touches the red line, top red line. So this is a slanting line, standing line, H. Okay, slanting, standing, H. Okay, I think now you will understand why we are introducing those vertical lines, horizontal lines, and slanting lines. So those patterns are there in each and every letter. That is why we are introducing to the basic patterns, and then we are coming to letters. Okay, E should be within the blue and should be a dot. When it comes to J, slanting line, standing line, it touches the blue and there should be a dot. When it comes to K, slanting line, standing line, and okay, so this is a pakka slanting line, standing line, go back, and okay, so slanting, standing, and curve form. When it comes to L, it touches the above red line. So slanting line, standing line. So I am repeating, slanting, standing. Okay. Next, M sound. Slanting, standing, and M pattern. The same thing, slanting, standing. Okay. So because initially if you teach them like it should be a curve, they'll feel difficult. So to introduce, you put like this, slanting, standing, and then pattern. Okay. Or it's more like curve, only thing you have to go this side as well. See, they know already curve. So go up, go inside, and go come out. Okay. Next, when it comes to P, slanting, standing, and then go up, P. I hope you are able to see P and how I am writing. Slanting, standing, okay. Q. Q you can introduce much later. It's more like A form, okay. Only that this will become straight line. Okay, A, and when it comes to this particular line, standing line. R sound. You observe this carefully. This is how we were taught. So it's a slanting line. It forms a loop, and the second part shouldn't touch this the blue line or the green line, whatever I have here, this part, it should not touch this blue line. Okay, so the loop touches the blue line and it comes down. Okay, so this part shouldn't touch the blue line. Next, yes, also you have to observe carefully. Slanting line, there shouldn't be any loop. Okay, there shouldn't be any loop, but you have to go around. And so a few schools, they will not have this pattern, so you have to check with the school. So slanting line, there shouldn't be a loop, go inside. So while teaching this, we will tell them like it should look like a swan. Now T, if you see, it should not touch the above red line. So start straight line or standing line, and the small line should be above this blue line. Okay, so it should not touch the red line. I hope you are able to see it here. Okay, so go up, standing line, it should not touch the above red line. T. Next, A, slanting line. Okay, then V. V should have a loop. And X, slanting line, inverted C, and then C. Slanting line, inverted C, C. And then here is more like U, only that this will become a standing line. See, slanting line, when it comes to X, slanting line, inverted C, and then C. So if you teach like this, it will be easy for them to connect with the patterns and also with the letters which they are introduced earlier. And when it comes to Z, every school have different patterns. So here, slanting line, standing line, slanting, standing. So check with the school. So what letters you can teach initially? You start with this. Okay, how we start cursive. Okay, initially give with dots. So initially you can give K. If they know K, then what are the letters they can write? They can do, okay, initially you give this K. So based on the letters, you can give A, G. That's it. Okay, next, if they are able to write we'll finish with curve patterns, and then we'll see with some linear patterns, vertical patterns. See, if you introduce I, then it will be easy for them. I, J, L, you can give this as one pattern. If they know curve, you can also introduce O. Okay, so start with cursive, or you can start with vertical lines. Okay, so if you introduce cursive, then introduce letters which are of that same pattern. If you introduce I, you can give J, you can give L, you can give T, like that. Okay, little complex letters you can give sometime later. Okay, so initially if you are going to ask them to write B, F, they will find it difficult. So the first impression is the best impression, right? So the impression about writing, we have to leave a best impression about writing, so that they will develop the interest. They will develop the taste for writing. Okay, so these are all involved in writing. If it is print letters, again you can Google and see how easily we can give. So I hope this activity is useful for you. Okay, there is a way of writing. In cursive letters, T should not touch the above red line, and D should not touch the above red line. For the loop should touch the blue line, but the second part should not touch. That is one. For S, there shouldn't be a loop. So that is one. For V, there should be a loop. So there are rules for writing. Okay, so initially give in this type. Okay, and then move on to 2 lines notebook and then come to 4 lines. So once you see a natural explosion into writing, you can see some signals from children. You can see them tracing everything. You can see them tracing in the air. No, all these are signals that they are ready for writing. And if you're finding if you're seeing that the child is finding very difficult, what you can do, write down that letter, apply some gum and apply sand. Okay, let them trace that letter daily. That is one pattern. And instead of making them write on the paper, you can have a tray, fill it with sand, write on it, let them trace on it. So just apply your innovation and creativity so that the child will find it easy. So please subscribe to our channel. Please share with your friends. If you find it useful, please leave your comments. Thank you.